Hi guys, my name is Allie. I am back with another story time today. So this story time is gonna be about the time that I ran from my rehab facility. It was a locked rehab facility. Okay, so if you guys don't know me, my name is Allie. I'm a recovering heroin addict, and I love making videos to get my story out there, to be vulnerable, and to hopefully help other addicts not feel so alone in their journey, and to let them know that recovery is possible. Okay, so at this time, I think I had just turned 18. By the way, I'm 23 now. So I just turned 18, and I was at this rehab pretty close to my city. It was just a city over. I was in this rehab for 4 months at this point. I was very close to going home at this time, but I'm gonna get into detail about why I ran, what ended up happening, and all of that. So, like I said, at this point I was in rehab for 4 months. I was getting passes home on the weekends, so I would get to go home for a day or two on the weekends, and I had been sober that whole time. So pretty much I was getting sick of being locked up in the facility. My mindset was at that time that I was just ready to go home and start my journey in sobriety. Like, I was still following all the rules in my rehab. I was still doing everything I needed to do. I was still doing all my work, meeting with my counselors. I was staying sober on my passes. I was coming back on time. I was doing my chores. Anything you could think of, I was attending group. I was doing it all. And I was like just getting really antsy, and like a teenage mind is kind of all over the place. So actually it was me and my boyfriend now. It was his younger sister who I actually escaped with. I'm gonna say escaped. So so the problem was that my friend, her name was Sam. That's his little sister, Travis's little sister. Travis is my boyfriend. So Sam was in there for heroin too, and so we were really close the whole time in rehab. We had a lot in common, and we just clicked immediately. So Sam was getting really antsy too. She had legals. That was the problem. She had to be there. She was court ordered to be there. I was not. So we both were just talking, and she was saying she really was like just over the whole thing. She didn't really want to stay at the rehab anymore. She was there longer than me. I think she was there for like 6 months, 5 or 6 months. So she was there a couple more months than I was. And we both started like thinking up a plan as to how we're gonna get out, because all of the doors are locked in the rehab except for one, which we always knew which door was unlocked, and that was the door downstairs in the kitchen, which was in the main area. All of your rooms were upstairs, and there was no exits from upstairs, obviously. They were all downstairs. And The only door that was unlocked was the escape door in the kitchen, and it was all the way in the back. And so me and Sam were like thinking of our plan and how we're gonna do this, you know, and actually get away with it, because there was always staff all over the place. They were always watching you and all of that. So it's kind of messed up to say, but the staff like really trusted me and Sam there, and they like didn't watch us as much. So I snuck in Sam's room, and we were just, you know, saying how tonight's the night, you know, we're fucking out of here, pretty much. And I was like, maybe it's not a good idea for you to leave, because, you know, I don't want you to get in trouble, you know, like with your legals. But long story short, that didn't matter. We didn't care. She didn't care. So I go to my room. She's packing her stuff in her room. I'm packing my stuff. We couldn't obviously bring everything, so we packed up a small bag. It was like spring at this point, so it wasn't that cold out. It wasn't that warm, so we got sweatshirts on. We dressed for the weather. We had leggings. You know, we just dressed for the weather. I even put on some makeup for the occasion. We did our hair. Like I said, we packed a small bag and we left everything else there. And so first what I did was I packed all my stuff that I was bringing, and I went to Sam's room, and I remember my heart was like beating out of my chest, because I've never done anything like this. I was like thinking of what my mom was gonna do and all of that. So while the staff were like at the hub, which the hub was like in the middle of the floor, we were all upstairs at that point. It was after dinner, after chores. It was around like sunset at like 6:37. Sorry guys, my cat is down here. So we pretty much, as the staff is at the hub, we say like, this is our chance. This is our chance to go. We have our bags on our back. The staff are all talking to each other at the hub. They're not paying attention to us, because Sam's room was at the end of the hall. Hold on, guys. Look it. Say hi. He's on my lap. We have a visitor. I wish I could get him in the video. Alright, so anyway. Oh my gosh. Okay. I want to get him in the video. No, it's not going to happen. The camera won't go that far. Okay, so we have our bags on our back, and we were heading towards the staircase door to run downstairs. So we walk really slow so we don't draw any attention, and we're speed walking though. We're like hustling. Okay, so we're walking. We get to the stairs. As soon as that door shuts, we know that the door is loud up there. So when that door shuts to the staircase, they're gonna hear something. So as soon as we shut that door, we book it down the stairs. We're running through the downstairs hall. We sprint. We make it to the kitchen. The lights are all off in there. It's dark because we're not supposed to be down there. We go to where the back of the kitchen is, where they keep all of the pots and pans and the stove and all of that. And we go out the back door. And then, so when you go out that back door, an alarm goes off. Beep. First it makes that beep sound, and it's like whoop, 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 whoop. Alarms start going off. The lights are going off. They're blinking. The alarms are going off. And me and Sam are like, fuck, we gotta go. So we start running down the street. And this is not the best area. This is actually a really bad area in Albany. If you know where Livingston Ave is and Quayle Street and all of that, you know what I'm talking about. So we're running, and then behind us we see one of our favorite staff members running after us. So me and Sam, we start of course, we're booking it. We're way ahead of her already, and she tries chasing us, yelling for us to come back. And we make it to all the way down the street, and we see that she's still walking, trying to look for us, so we hide. We start hiding behind this building, behind the bushes, and we duck. We have our bags still. We're out of breath. We're fucking sweating because it was warmer than we thought out. And we're huddling back there. We're breathing heavy. Our hearts are pounding. We're like, holy shit, we really did it. Like, we're fucking crazy. And so we actually see the staff member walk past, and we're like trying to be quiet because we know that they will take us back and we will get kicked out, or we could get arrested. Sam will get arrested, all of that. So we knew that we could not get caught. But we knew that after the staff member did not see us and we were good, the coast was clear, we knew that they were calling the cops, and they were going to say that, you know, because Sam was 2 years younger than me, so at the time she was only 16 and she was underage, and she pretty much had legals, so she would be arrested if she was caught. I didn't have any legals at the time, but still I was scared for her, so I didn't, you know, want her to get arrested. So we knew that the cops would be looking for us, that the staff would call the cops, they'd call our mom and all of that. So my main focus was to kind of like get to a phone so I could just let my mom know that I am okay, you know, that I'm okay, and, you know, everything is good. I'm just an asshole and I ran from rehab. Even though the whole time I probably just could have left and my mom would have picked me up. But, you know, why would I do that, right? So anyway, as soon as the coast was clear and we get out of the bushes, we end up, I forgot which street it was exactly, but we end up walking down a side street. And what do you know, there's all of these guys older than us, maybe like in their early 30s, late 20s. They're all sitting on the porch, smoking weed. We can smell it. They're passing blunts. And we go up to them and we're like, do you guys have any weed? You know, we didn't do any drugs for me 4 months and Sam 6 months. So they actually, as soon as we ran from rehab, we told them, actually, we're like, yeah, we just ran from rehab, all that. We're telling them our business, like fucking idiots. And the guy, one of the guys gives us a wrap and some weed for free. And so we're like, fuck yeah, lit. We're about to get lit. Okay, so we take the weed, take the wrap. So we're going to find somewhere to roll up. And Sam is stopping at I didn't smoke cigarettes at the time, but Sam's stopping at every corner store, asking somebody for cigs. Hey, you got 50 cents? Like the little hobos we were. Yo, you got 50 cents? I need a cig. Blah, blah, blah. She ends up getting a cig because she's cute. She's beautiful. We're both cute and beautiful. We're fucking dumbasses, though. And so she gets her cig. We roll our blunt, and we're like, okay, we got to find a place to smoke this. We can't smoke it in the middle of the city because we're sketchballs. And we knew the police would be looking for us. So, you know, it kind of starts setting in as we're walking, like, where are we going to go? We don't have a phone. Like, we really didn't think this out well. So we go to a park, and it's getting dark. You know, like I said, we ran at like 7 o'clock, and it's, you know, it's starting to get dark now. So by the time we sit down and smoke our blunt, so, you know, before rehab, I was like a really big pothead. I smoked weed every day, like I told you guys in a previous video. I was really big on that. I loved my weed. I smoked it all day, every day. That's what I did. And so I was sober for like a pretty good amount of time. And so when we got a lighter finally, well, we got matches from the corner store for free. And we lit that Dutch, and we were smoking it. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm really high. Like, I've never been that high in my entire life. I actually remember to this day how high I was. I started, like, tripping. Like, I was on acid. It was so weird. And Sam was feeling the same thing, and we were like, holy shit. And we're just sitting on the grass in this park up against a gate, smoking, and we're so high that we don't even move for over 2 hours. Sam actually falls asleep on me, and I am tripping my ass off. I can't move, nothing. And I'm seeing colors, and I forget actually where I am. And we end up dozing off in the middle of the fucking park. High as fuck. We both forgot where we were. We were so high. We were just dying laughing. Like, we have never been that high ever, and that's what we kept saying. It was crazy. So we ended up falling asleep in the middle of the park in Albany. Yeah, it was crazy. And it was kind of like secluded though. And sorry guys, my cat is down here. He's so nosy. So we end up waking up. I end up waking up first, and I shake her. I'm like, Sam, oh my God, it's dark. We don't know what time it is. All we know that it's pitch dark. Nobody is outside. And so we get up and we start walking, and we actually have no fucking idea where we are. We can't remember because we were so high still. And we were like, oh my God, like, what are we gonna do? We have no phone. It's late. All the corner stores are closed. Like, what the fuck are we gonna do? So we're walking, but we're speed walking, so we're both sweating our asses off again. And I'm like, Sam, bro, we gotta find a phone. I gotta go somewhere. Like, I'm so tired of walking. We walked for hours, and by that time it was like 1 in the morning, and we're just walking the streets of Albany looking for somebody with a phone. Every person that we asked didn't have a phone. It was just our luck. It was just what we deserved, actually. And so we finally get somebody with a phone, and she calls her boyfriend at the time. And he didn't answer the first time, second time, third time he finally answers. And she's like, please come pick us up. And before she can even get out another word, he is screaming. He's like, we've been fucking driving around Albany looking for you. Your mom called me, told me you ran from rehab. And by the way, they live in Saratoga. So her boyfriend and his friend drove 45 minutes to Albany and was driving around all of that time, like, over 6 hours looking for us as we're sleeping in a park, you know, walking the streets of Albany looking for a phone. They were looking for us. And so he comes, we stop at a corner, like, so we can tell him where we are, you know, what street we're on, and they could GPS it. And so long story short, he picks us up. And Sam was like, okay, on our way to Saratoga, can we please drop my friend off at, I was going to go to my boyfriend at the time. I was going to go, you know, back to his house. So I used his phone to call my boyfriend. I'm like, hey, I need a ride, you know, home. And he's like, I was so worried about you. Where were you? Your mom told me you ran away. Why didn't you call me? I was like, we could not find a phone, all of that. So, long story short, her boyfriend would not bring me home. He was pissed. So I said, Sam made him wait for my boyfriend to come pick me up, so he did. And I told him, as soon as I got in my boyfriend's car, I was like, I need to call my mom and let her know I'm okay. So that's what I did. And she was kind of just over it. She was like, yeah, like, whatever, Allie. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. You know, you could have just gotten picked up. And I was like, yeah. So anyway, I go back to my boyfriend's house, and I'm so tired. You know, we've been walking for hours, and I was shocked that, like, I literally escaped from rehab. Because that was my life for so many months. Like, after, you know, going there and being sober, you know, I was so used to being in that facility and not leaving, and I was so used to my schedule there. You know, you get used to it after 4 months. You know, that's like a long time to be somewhere and be away from home. So, I, like, still was in shock that I was out. So, I came back. So after, the next day, actually it was like 2 days later, I had to go back and get my stuff from this rehab. And they had all my stuff at the front. I had called, you know, beforehand, and they had all my stuff at the front door. And I do the walk of shame. Oh, he's back on my lap, guys. My cat. I do the walk of shame to go get my stuff, and I was like a really respected person there. So they were like kind of shocked, and they were asking me why I did it and all of that. And so they put all my stuff in a garbage bag, like 2 big garbage bags, all of my clothes, shoes, all of that stuff that I had there. And when I get home and go through all my stuff, I realized that like 3 pairs of my Uggs are missing, a lot of my clothes are missing, and all of that. So I was pretty pissed off. I was like, so the girls that I just spent the last 4 months with stole my shit while I was gone. So I guess that was karma for doing what I did, you know, making everybody worried and doing all of that. But yeah, that was just my mind back then. I was really like crazy, you know, my emotions were all over the place when I was a teenager. I did a lot of crazy shit like that. So anyway, that's kind of it. That is the story of me escaping from a rehab facility. So please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and please share my channel where you can. It could potentially save a life. So if you guys have any video ideas or stuff that you want to hear about me, like about my heroin addiction, or any questions you have, you can message me on Facebook. Allie Haight is my Facebook name, H-A-I-G-H-T. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.